I have to figure out because it's not transferring over for whatever reason. So we are jumping into just started a new game. I'm not going to really play through this other than to get a feel for the web slanging. But right now it is on fidelity mode, 30 FPS, ray tracing, the whole nine, and it looks delightful. Oh, you feel that?
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk?
I actually really like his new face. Notice the reflections in the toaster and the pot. Ray tracing on in full display. Man, it looks better. It's actually pretty insane just how much better.
SWAT is 1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
It's good to be back in Spider-Man. Still feels great. All right. Let's have a look at this ray tracing. So, wow. Okay.
Captain Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No, we're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This
So
one
these
needs to go by the
these
book.
adaptive triggers.
Come on, Yuri, I've been waiting 8 years for this.
Haven't talked about these much.
You want to help?
They
I'm at Times Square.
are
Sounds like his guys are trying
tuned.
to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
They are tuned to make it feel like you're slinging webs out here. It's hard to explain. You have to feel it to understand it. But when you press the trigger down, when you try and press it all the way, you can actually feel the tension on the web. It's very hard to describe. All right, let's go street level.
Whoops.
There's your ray tracing right there.
Move it, spider jerk.
You see the reflections? Not just in the windows, look at the side of this car. That is ray tracing. Pretty sweet. Puddles. Ray tracing on the wet street, which is crazy. Let's see. Try to get to a building with a lot of glass, which shouldn't be too hard. There's one. Man, I was wondering if you could see me actually falling toward the building, and yes, you absolutely can. Oh, I'll return to missionary. So it feels good. I mean, it feels just like Spider-Man PS4, which is a good thing. But we're only in 30 frames per second right now with ray tracing. Now let's switch it up. God, I love this game so much. Alright. Okay, so there's your 30 frames per second fidelity mode. Looks great. Ray tracing you can still see in the distance on that building. It's casting real-time reflections. Everything's reflecting beautifully. Nice. Now, we go to performance mode. Apply and restart the mission. Oh dear. This is gonna be a... Oh boy. This is a problem. This is awesome. Boy, oh boy. If there's a game that really... that 60 frames per second really works with, it's this. Wow, this feels great. Now, the biggest sacrifice that's been made for 60 frames, as we'll see in every single next-gen game, essentially, for either the PS5 or the Series X, is, well, at least right now, could be better in the future, but ray tracing is gone.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. I'm dealing with a personal issue. I'll be
Basically back to PS4. In terms of ray tracing, things like that, it's basically back to PS4, which is not a bad thing. And I think, boy, I think I might have to... Man, this is nice. 60 frames per second Spidey. That's, something else. Combat feels good. Feels more responsive, as any 60 frames per second game would. That's pretty nice. Now let's go. So even though ray tracing is gone, you still have the texture detail. You still have the better lighting. So look, so now ray tracing's gone, so I'm not casting any reflections. But honestly, for a game like this, I don't know if it really... Look how fast I'm swinging through. It's more cinematic 30 frames, but my god, this looks so smooth. Let's try a mission. Let's go do this opening mission. I'll get a good feel for how this is going to go. Man. We'll start off, we'll do half the mission in 60 and half the mission in 30. This looks real good in 60 though!
Looks like you already called in the cavalry.
The image clarity is outstanding. Oops. Actually, no, let's skip the cinematic. We got lots of playing to do.
Morning, guys. Who's ready for their
Okay. Yep.
fresh cup of bodily harm? Gotta warn you, I'm feeling punchy today.
Man. It's pretty crazy how 60 frames per second kind of changes the game.
This doesn't look good.
Not one bit of pop in, not one bit of... Oh shit.
Somebody just shoot him!
Oh, R1.
Man, Fisk has a lot of guys on his payroll.
Chip, 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 chip.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in.
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on.
Spider-Man's so good.
Okay, Yuri. All done. What's happening?
Man, the 60 frames is... I think that's what I'm going to stick with.
Yuri? Yuri!
No offense to that 30 frames ray tracing, because that is phenomenal, but for an action game,
This wouldn't go quietly.
I feel like 60 frames is going to be the move.
Get more backup. And lock down the airspace.
God, this...
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes. Ease the day, Willie. Heads up. Hey,
what? That probably would have looked fucking awesome in ray trace.
follow me. Get out of here, Spider-Man. Got this.
Yeah, you're Spider-Man.
Sorry to break it to you, but you do not got this, buddy. Oh, thanks for the confidence boost, guys. Get him! Watch it! Take him down before he knocks us all out. You're fine. I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace.
Yeah, man, 60 frames per second's the way to do it. When it comes to Spider-Man, no, that ray tracing is great, but boy, I tell you, this is the way to do it. Alright, alright. We got work to do. I'll try some NBA. Actually, oh, did my save from Valhalla come in? I hope it did. I hope it did.